can you introduce yourself, your relationship to the project, and your high school mascot?
My name is Christopher Birdie, inventor of Humane Society, and my mascot was the Allentown Redbirds. So we had said we would do 12 episodes, we started in April, we'd end in March of 2019. And as I approached, like we said, I thought it was going to be real daunting to do a year, but as it got closer to the end, I felt like, I've got a lot more that I want to say, or I wish we had more time, and I started feeling sad about it ending. But I thought it had to end. It's just good to put a deadline, put a cap on something to make room for something new. Then in January, we get an email from these TV executives, and they want to have a meeting with me.
If you don't know this, I'm sure you do. Chris is having a meeting with a pretty high up exec, and that's thrilling. For him, for me, for everyone involved with the Humane Society. So now that that's happening, I do think it's sort of going to breathe new life into the Humane Society, and I could see it going on for however many seasons they want to pick it up for. If we do get a new apartment, it's 2-bedroom, of course, but maybe there's also space for a greenhouse. Well, we'd also maybe just travel the world until Hawks 5, when Chris isn't shooting.
I don't know. I mean, I try not to get too excited about this stuff because with all things production, you know,
You never know.
a lot of rejection. But I don't know. It's cool that he just is getting reached, or that we're getting reached out to, and people like what we're doing. Yeah.
So what kind of meeting is this, hon?
I think just a meeting with execs.
No, what kind of people are you meeting with? Are they young and rich? Are they old and rich? Are they young and old?
What's young and old?
You know, young, pristine on the outside, but on the inside they're old and shrewd, and a little dusty. Like a millennial.
I think a millennial means young.
No, like 1,000-year-old millennial.
Oh. Well, in the email they seemed friendly, so young and nice.
Okay, I can work with that. Let's start by taking this off right away. Not so fast. What are we thinking about your hair?
Well, the Libby said that I shouldn't get a cut, so I think...
Oh, sorry, Libby brothers. There's a new sheriff in town, and she's a boss-ass biatch.
Becky, I've never used the word biatch.
Hey, biatch, it's your boss-ass biatch. How soon can you get here? Perfect. Ciao, bitch. It's my biatch. You biatches.
But the Libby said it's too difficult, so we couldn't do it.
I suppose, you look at James Cameron, he does The Abyss, he spends all that money, and then, I don't know, the Titanic.
Yeah, or Waterworld.
Did he do that one?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. But an underwater episode would be pretty rad.
Yeah? Well, maybe some other time.
So probably not?
Yeah, probably not.
I remember one day when I figured out that maybe actually means no. I don't know, I was in some parking lot with my mom. We were at a mall, I don't know, some fashion bug or something.
This is really great. I love what's happening. But I think this part is not going to have a lot of sound with it, in the episode.
Oh, like one of those voiceover things you do?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I'm glad to be here for a Humane Society voiceover thing. So.
I once got my haircut by an 8-year-old girl in Chinatown as part of some artist's installment where he taught kids to give haircuts to adults. It was about surrendering aesthetic choices to children. My young stylist got exhausted halfway around my head. Her arms were shaking and she was sweating. I said, "We can stop if you want." She did want. She shaved off one sideburn completely and left another one untouched. And she added some blue dye to my hair. She spoke very little English, and I thanked her and went out into the city. I liked the feeling of having an excuse for looking the way I did. It is easier than being in the position to make my own choices and then still look bad. I haven't cut my hair for a year because the Libbies said it would be cool, and to be honest, I was already thinking that same thing before they suggested it, so when they did suggest it, I kind of had to do it. And I often have hopes that all it will take for me to be happy or in shape or a new person is to get a haircut, and that the old hair will fall away to reveal me as a glowing golden princess, light pouring out from my body, and the places where each strand of hair was cut. It hasn't happened like that yet. I think there'll probably just be more gray hairs. There'll be less balls of hair that I found around the house after making them and then trying to hide them somewhere. The drain will be clogged less. Hawk will think of me as a stranger for a few days. But that'll be it, I suspect. The other night, Becky told me she likes my hair long, and I do too sometimes, and I've come this far. Why not keep it up? But this is the thinking that allowed the Iraq War to become what it has. In for a penny, in for a pound. And I think it's healthy to make room for new growth. When you prune a tree, the more extreme your pruning, the more abundant the new fruit will be. I guess abundance is a good thing, but not too much, so I wish for you abundance. I wish waiting for you too, but again, not too much. I wish you have someone you can call out to in the night, and I wish you rarely have the need to call out into the darkness. I want to be able to be with you forever, and I want you to be ready to be without me. I want to know you love me, and to not be dependent on that love. There are a lot of lists like this. Be this, but also this. Or I want you to have this, but also this. Not too much of that, and not too much of this. Nobody knows anything, I think. Maybe. I hope this all wasn't a waste of your time. It wasn't for me. Thank you all, I will say, as one by one we drift apart, plopping into whatever thing we end up in next. Thank you. If I see you, don't mention it, but know that I wish someone would come up to me and mention it. I just want a house in the mountains and an apartment in Clinton Hill or Fort Greene. I want the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo has made a system that you can play on a TV and then seamlessly take with you on the go. The controller can be divided into two so you can play with a friend. This is called the Nintendo Switch, and the good people at Nintendo have seen fit to design it and sell it. And this is the thing I want, the thing that I think will be the missing piece in my life that will help my life to make the switch, if you get my meaning. And my meaning is, as always, that I want to switch. And a selection of games that I will like and people to play it with, and the time to play it, and no feeling of guilt after having played it, like I should have gone for a run or learned to play piano. I want the switch, plain and simple.
He's probably thinking about the Switch. Like a beautiful biatch.
Haircut's over.
Now you're ready to meet with those executives.
Well, the meeting isn't until tomorrow.
Well, you'll be ready then too. How are you getting there? This better not be about the Switch.
It's not about the Switch.
City bike then.
Yeah, city bike.
I don't know if it'd be intimidating to try to shoot something for TV and deal with all that. But I think, fake it till you make it, kind of. I think it'd be a cool experience.
I mean,
For sure.
I'm pumped. Like, when I heard, I immediately went to the Ray-Ban store and bought myself these glasses.
Yeah.
Treated myself. So
They are sweet.
The Humane Society will end, and that thing and all the things that it was and could have been and wasn't will all be, and I think that's really nice. And whatever happens next is whatever happens next. So would I like to keep making stuff with you? Yeah, but we also had an agreement that it would end. Also, I think we all need a break. And we need room to grow. A pot, like Becky has all these plants. As the plant gets bigger, the roots begin to strangle themselves, and you have to get a bigger pot and kind of cut up the roots so that they will grow again. And maybe this is that process.
And you're the one that grows.
I think we all can grow. But, I mean, that's like a cold way to put it. Yeah, I guess I am the one that grows, you know.
secrets and let down your head and sit with me here by the firelight. Why think about
So my favorite thing is that it gave him a place to create, or a world to create within. And then I loved being a part of it. I've always wanted to be an actress. Never got to be one until now. And now I think I'm going to be on network TV.
I don't know that Becky's going to be able to be in it. She's not a trained actor. I think she's very funny. I think she's so... one of the big things is that I've learned is how funny and talented she is. But when you get down to it, she's just not... She's not, and I don't think she'd argue with you. She's not a pro right now. So she could take some acting classes and improv classes and then maybe talk to me.
Chris. Hi. This way. Don't get me started on Wednesdays. It's just very, very, very busy. Come on in, Chris.
Oh, so sorry. I thought I saw a mouse and I'm freaking out.
You know, I don't know if it helps, but it may have been a squirrel.
It helps, but barely.
Sorry.
Maybe we could meet in another room.
No.
Impossible. Booking rooms here is a major pain in my butt. Major.
It is a corporate nightmare, but I think we're good to go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling better as time passes. I'm so sorry.
No.
Anyway, hi. I'm Caroline. Director of Development, and this is Marshall.
Marshall, I'm the Junior Development Director. We are huge fans.
Massive fans.
Thank you. I mean, I can't imagine you guys watching it, let alone liking it. So.
Well, we love it. Caroline pulled me into our office and we watched everything. Wow.
Well, through November and then most of December.
I know, it's so long. It's
But worth every minute.
Thank you. You know, we had no hopes for it beyond just making it. So.
Yeah, so what was the idea behind it? How did you start?
Well, I mean, we had 3 kind of guiding principles. One, we had to be able to shoot it all in one day.
Shot in a day.
The second was each episode had to be very different from anything we'd done before. And then the third is it didn't have to be good, it just had to be finished.
What was the second one?
Different from anything else.
We had previously done.
Right.
We also had a mantra, it might be interesting, not interesting, but not boring either.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. It's really just really out of the box. So really,
We like that.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, Chris, why in the Christmas episode did you cry?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, I think I was like probably exhausted and excited to have all my friends around, and I was also a little drunk. I had a lot of rosé.
I have to admit something. I am very foggy, and I apologize. I am in a major state of ketosis right now.
He has keto brain.
Well, I haven't noticed anything.
Oh, thank you.
And you look great.
Thank you. So, what is next for the series?
Well, yeah, I'm open. You know, I had some ideas, and I thought that initially that like you all could help out with like financing and like marketing wise, but
We absolutely love Humane Society.
Oh,
Yeah, there's nothing like it.
it's beautiful. We love it, and there's nothing else like it, and everybody should see it.
Yeah, and we would love to be involved in any way we can. Obviously, we can't buy it or produce it. It's so good.
It's so special. It's really, really wonderful. It's just the state of the industry.
It's a nightmare. I mean, everything being, sold right now is either pre-existing properties or reboots.
Reboots.
Nothing is a risk.
No,
I hate it.
it is the lowest common denominator bullshit. I'm sorry, pardon my French. That's the ketosis talking.
Keto is rough.
Oh.
Anyway, Chris, we just really wanted to meet you and to say that we're fans and we wish you luck.
This is such great luck, and thank you.
thank you. No, that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Did you want to read something?
Oh, this was just I thought that if we were going to collaborate, I had just written something as like a jumping off point, but
No, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. At the playground with Hawk and Rebecca, that's my daughter and my wife, I felt a cool breeze on my inner thigh. I checked and found that the jeans I was wearing were a pair I had split months ago because I was too big for them then, before the intervening months of sugary snacks and no exercise. The breeze blew on my fleshy flesh. I looked at the play structures around, a tiny climbing wall, a series of ropes that made a spider web thing, slides, monkey bars. There was a time I'd have been all over all of these, and that's when I realized that that part of my life was many chapters ago. I am a bit of a stranger to myself now, which is not a bad thing, because it means I have a lot to learn about me, and therefore life. So
Wow, that's great.
It's so
That's
good.
a great story.
So great. It's classic Humane Society.
So classic. I mean, it's like you said, it's not interesting, but boring.
not boring.
Oh, right. Not boring, but interesting.
Not boring, but not interesting.
Right, neither. Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It was very nice to meet you all.
Hey, Chris, we have been working on a song for you, and we were wondering if maybe you could put it in the episode.
It's called Thunderstruck. It's like the AC/DC song, exactly like it.
Is it that song?
Well, it's a modified version, just because Angus Young can shred and I can't, so.
Okay. I'm happy to listen.
Great, that's great.
So, thank you so much for listening. It would be amazing if we could be in it. But, I mean, if you get other people, you know, it'd just be the honor of a lifetime to be included. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh, should we stand? Oh, we should stand. Okay. We stand usually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8.
None of this happened, of course, in real life, but it did happen because we wrote it and acted it out. We thought it'd be funny if there was a conflict between the Libbies and me, like that I was an opportunistic person and sold them out. But we kind of soon found out that it didn't feel good even pretending that. Anyway, so we had this scene with the executives, and originally it was about me hoping that they would save me and them hoping I could save them, and our mutual disappointment that we were all on our own. But then during rehearsal, on the night we were filming, I was really loving the Thunderstruck song, and I said to Chris Libby, I should love this. This should make me feel better. It's a happy ending. We are not alone. No one can save us, but we are together. And we had an opportunity to make something together. To sing or write or laugh. To make something with no hope or expectation, just getting to play and think and try stuff out and help each other look good. That's the lesson of the Humane Society for me. I used to fantasize that some powerful person would see it and give me $1 million to do it. I don't have that fantasy anymore. I saw a film called The Passage that healed me. It was funny, kind, and beautiful, humane, and I felt nourished by it. I heard Mr. Rogers on Terry Gross, and he spoke about love and kindness, and it also healed me. It was a reminder that putting love at the center of the work is the essential thing. The Beatles, a famous British band, said, all you need is love, and I do agree. And maybe it's not all you need, but you can't do without it. And I'm talking about art, too. I learned an important lesson as a young sketch comedian in the middle 2000s from two guys, Randy and Ali, both of whom I haven't talked to much lately. And I take full responsibility, even though I know it's not all my fault. Anyway, Ali said, comedy is about connection. And Randy said, maybe this scene is about falling in love? The specifics aren't important. It's just the best advice I've ever got. But I need to be reminded of it all the time. In the case of the scene with Marshall and Caroline, mere minutes before we began to roll, I remembered the realization again.
You know, I'm so happy for Chris. I think this is going to be great for him and bring him great things and great success. And I've surrendered to the fact that I'm not going to be moving forward with the Humane Society, and I'm a little sad about it, but I've got a lot of projects that I'm working on that I can move forward with, and I just wish him nothing but happiness and success.
Sorry. Are you guys free to get a soda or something?
Yes.
It's a date.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
This project was about love. My love for Rebecca and Hawk, and the way I fell in love with the Libbies, who treated each and every second of film with an intense and nourishing love. They took such care, and it shows, my beautiful Libbies. Hawk holds a place for you in her young mind, and I do in my older one. Every time I wrote something for Rebecca, I got to imagine in my mind how she would say it, and then she'd do it, and it would be even better than I imagined. It's such a lovely thing to make something you love with people you love. Anyway, that's enough from me. It's late March, and baseball season is right around the corner. Much has been said about hitting, but less about pitching. Now, I'm not a pitcher by training. I was a catcher, so all I know about pitching, to quote the master Bob Gibson, is that it's hard to hit. But I will give some tips. Don't aim the ball. Don't overthink it. Just throw it. Aiming it makes you tight and nervous. Just let it fly. Keep your balance in the windup. Stand on one foot for as long as you need. It's a long game, so take it easy. Keep your hip pointed at the target as long as possible. When you unwind, you'll have more power. Don't waste your energy. Follow through. Once you release the ball, you're a defender. Get ready to field. My favorite bit of pitching advice, let them hit it. You've got people behind you who want to play too, let them work. You're not alone, and walks will kill you. Balks are not common and pretty confusing. In general, just throw where you want. Don't kind of, second guess where you're pitching, and that should take care of balking. It's common knowledge that good hitting wins games, but good pitching wins championships. But always remember, you don't have to win. Much has been said about baseball. It starts in the spring and ends in the fall. It's a long season. There are long periods of inaction, punctuated by brief moments of intense action. The goal is to get home. As a kid in New Jersey, I'd self-toss a ball to myself to hit into the barren soybean field behind my house. I tied rope around the ball and then taped the ball and the rope up, hit it, and pull on the rope and get the ball back. The sun is low. It's after school and before dinner. The dirt is all lit up with brown and gold light. The trees are leafless. I've walked through the drainage ditch into the field, and I swing and pull it back and toss it and swing and pull it back. Sometimes the ball tears free of the tape and the rope, and I go and have to try to find the brown ball in the brown field in the failing light. Someone opens the back door and calls me in for dinner. I'm alone in a field, looking for the ball. The sky is getting dark. I can see the kitchen table through the windows and the glow of my family. That field is gone. They built McMansions on it. My family moved out of that house in 1998. They put in a pool and a pool house on the places that my brother Dan and I wore away the grass playing wiffle ball. All the trees are bigger. Our dog's bones are still in the earth on the edge of our property. I don't know, sometimes I think about that house, the room where I lived. I just think about it and miss the hell out of it. The weird thing is, the last night I lived in that house, I packed everything up and I cried. I knew I'd miss it. It's April. My back hurts. I have a sore throat. I think I have a sinus infection. The towel would say that the living thing is soft and supple.
Can you flush paint down the toilet?
I've flushed worse.
It's May, which begins in the exact middle of the alphabet, and then goes all the way to the beginning, and then races almost to the very end. And I think that's maybe why May is Bicycle Month.
Juneteenth celebrates the news of freedom. So a bunch of people are going to come, we're going to talk, maybe there'll be some performances. I'm excited for that.
If you need anal fissure medicine, I'm your guy. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. A man in like a white suit with long white hair had painted the words, "You don't have to win." And my life was changed in an instant. My golden era is long past, you know. I'm old. All I do now is wait for the swarm of hornets that will someday engulf me.
The summer was not lost after all.
There's something like mysterious and kind and dark, and I really love that. It's like a hug or something. God, that sounds terrible. It does feel like the world is getting spooky. Becky, it's okay if you get spooky back.
He said if you can let go a little, you'll have a little peace. And if you can let go a lot, you'll have a lot of peace. And if you can let go completely, you'll have complete peace.
Now we approach the darkest time of year, and from here on in it will get brighter. But for some people it doesn't get any brighter. For them we can be good company.
May you be well. May you be peaceful.
It's 7.
May you be held in great loving kindness. I couldn't possibly have said all there is to say, and yet I can't imagine what more you'd want to hear. Think of me like this then, accompanied by my wife and daughter for as long as possible. Night falls, and it's difficult to see, until there is nothing to see, or nothing you are able to see.